voice of the fan. Drop a bounce pass, throw down the rim rocker. Lay up off the glass, right past the shot blocker. I follow through like Kobe's is money, you can cash it. For news on LA Hoops, come over to Peach Basket. Up-to-date sports, post-game reports, debates and play-by-play coverage straight off the court. The voice of the fan making noise, causing havoc. Zone a man up, you can ask Peach Basket. The Peach Basket, come and tune on there. The Peach Basket, where the news begins. We're dropping news like we're in the stands. Creative views from the average fans. The Peach Basket.
All right, it's Saturday night. That means it's time to run it back. We are the Peach Basket. We're more than just another website. We're a community of like-minded, passionate basketball fans looking to make the world a better place through hoop. This is Run It Back, NBA Week in Review for Week 17. Always good to be with you. Always fun to talk hoop. What we're going to do this week, like we do every week, we're going to cover the country and we're going to talk to some of our team writers and partners and provide NBA team updates. We're going to do it a little differently today because, you know, life happens. Life gets in the way sometimes. So some of our writers are busy. So we have some new folks joining us today. And we have, you know, a couple people that aren't here that normally are. So, you know, in the absence of Ajay and Ryan and Daniel and Renee, we miss you all. I'm going to go ahead and start by giving you the update for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Clippers are a fascinating team to me because nobody's taking them serious. They are absolutely flying under the radar. There's no denying that. And I think it's understandable. Teams aren't scared of the Los Angeles Clippers. They saw what happened to them last season. They saw what happened to them early in the season against Dallas. And they just don't strike fear in NBA teams. And it's rough. And yet they're playing really, really well. With a lot of players out, they continue to beat teams. They had another 4-0 week. A good chunk of that time without Kawhi Leonard. Paul George is shooting lights out. He's not going to win it, but he should absolutely get consideration for MVP the way he's shooting. And the team is just right now 1-15, a lot more solid than they were. They lost Montrezl Harrell, they lost Lou Williams, which are incredible bench pieces, but they just seem to be meshing really well and playing really well. So the Clippers have got a little work to do because they haven't had the same lineup out there for a long time. They've been really spotty. Last few games, they've started nothing but bench players. So they've got to get the whole team back and really see if they can make a concerted effort in the last few weeks of the season to mesh, to really get that starting unit meshed and playing well together. But there's no complaints from the Los Angeles Clippers. We've got them number 2 in our power rankings. They're number 3 in the West, and they're coming for the Suns. And there is a chance. I don't know if they want the number 1 spot, but there's a chance they might get it. With the Utah Jazz floundering just a little bit. So that's your Clippers recap. First time we've done the Clippers, and I'm excited to have given it a shot. Hopefully, our lead writer covering the Clippers, Stu, will join us one day and do that a lot better than I think I would, or than I did. But there you go. Next, we're going to jump across the country for the first time and talk the Charlotte Hornets. And this is interesting. We're actually not going to Charlotte for the Hornets update, but instead we're going to go to the Philippines for Andrew. Andrew's been covering the Charlotte Hornets for us now for probably about a month or so. He's been doing game recaps, been doing a great job. So, Andrew, thank you for joining us. Tell us about the week the Hornets had.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thanks for having me. It's really an exciting time for the Hornets right now. With the playoffs like around the corner, the Hornets currently at the 8th seed. Unfortunately we're like the 4th seed like a couple of weeks ago, but we fell into a pretty big dud recently with injuries to like Gordon Hayward, LaMelo Ball, Malik Monk, among others. So this week like the Hornets had like a 2-2. We won against like the Trailblazers and Cavaliers in close matches. But unfortunately, no, we lost, a couple of games on the road against the Bulls and the Knicks. So, as I know, as I watch, the Hornets this time, it's pretty exciting, to be here, because we're gonna have a couple players back. It's gonna be exciting with Lamelo Ball expected to be back in the next 2 to 3 games. I expect him to play versus the Pistons. During like a couple of days from now. So yeah, it's gonna be exciting. Now we are currently 1 game below 500, and yeah, the team's starting to to gel together. But unfortunately, without Gordon Hayward and all those players, we had to rely on our rookies and our young players like McDaniel's and Vernon Carey Jr. to provide some spark to the team. So yeah, I mean, it's really positive for the Hornets, and hopefully for the month of May, they expected to have most of the games in their home stadium. So I'm pretty positive, man. Pretty positive they're gonna make the playoffs.
Outstanding. Outstanding. Yeah, so you said LaMelo Ball. I'm looking at the calendar now. May 1st. That's against Detroit. So they would have him for the balance of May. So it's about 2 weeks, which would be hopefully enough time for him to get ready. Right now they're at the 8th spot, like you said. I'm going to ask you now, as a fan, where do you see them ending up? They were at 4. They're at 8. They've got LaMelo back now for the last couple of weeks of the season. Are they doomed to play in the play-in tournament? 6, 7, 8, 9. No, wait. I think it's 7, 8, 9, and 10 in the play-in tournament. Or are they going to make a run in May? What do you see for them?
For me, I think they're gonna stay at the 8th spot. Like
Okay.
I feel they're gonna play in the tournament.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that tournament is iffy. We talked a little bit about that last week, but outstanding. Great to have you. Thank you for that update. And please, if you haven't, check out Andrew's posts on peach-basket.net. He covers the Hornets and he does a really great job of it. Andrew, thank you. Now, this was a bit of a surprise. And, we've got to kind of, Isaac keeps us on our toes. Normally, if you've watched our show before, when that goes away, whoever just did the update today was Andrew. We would drop a pin in Miami, and then Andrew would join us. But I didn't know Andrew was going to be joining us, so I didn't drop a pin in Miami. And he's made a point of laughing at me a little because I don't exactly hit Miami, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But if you could envision a pin exactly in Miami and the Miami Heat logo. And here's Isaac to tell us about the Heat. What's up, Isaac?
What's up, Jose? As always, thanks for having me on. So the Miami Heat, and Jose knows he loves when I say this because I say it every time. The Heat are as inconsistent as can be, but they were still inconsistent, but they were less inconsistent than usual, which is a good sign.
Okay.
Again, usually the week starts off on Monday, but since these shows are on Saturday night, we're going to start at last Sunday. The Heat played the Nets. No Jimmy Butler. The Nets had no James Harden, and Kevin Durant got injured early on. But anyway, the Heat won. Bam Adebayo got a buzzer beater, as probably if you're a big NBA fan, you saw on national TV. The Heat won 109-107. It was Dwayne Dedmon's debut. We'll speak about him in a few minutes. And then the next game, the Heat beat the Rockets 113-91. It was Kelly Olynyk's return to Miami. Kelly Olynyk was traded to Houston in the Victor Oladipo trade, so it was nice to see Olynyk come back to Miami. He's played well,
by the way.
Exactly. Yeah. He only scored 10 points against the Heat, but he's been amazing. On Houston. And then the Heat played the Spurs. They beat them 107-87. So that was 3 straight wins to start the week. Jimmy Butler almost had a triple-double, 18 points, 11 assists, 7 rebounds. Again, Dwayne Dedmon, amazing. We'll speak about him in a few seconds. Then the Heat lost to the Hawks. No Trae Young, no Clint Capella. I mean, this is possibly one of the worst.
That's a sigh of a real fan right there.
I mean, the Hawks had no Trae Young. Obviously, he had a nasty injury. We wish him luck in his recovery. But anyway, the Heat lost 118-103. And then tonight, the Heat beat the Bulls, a team that I mean, they have Zach LaVine, Nikola Vucevic, Daniel
Mhm.
Tice, but the Heat won 106-101. I think it was a disappointing win, though. They had a huge lead, but the Bulls came back at the end. But now that we recap the week it was for the Heat, let's, point out a few big stories. Let's first talk about the GOAT, Jimmy Butler. He joins a list of Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Russell Westbrook as the only players to average 20-plus points, 7-plus rebounds, 7-plus assists, and 2-plus steals in a season.
Wow.
GOAT status right there.
Okay.
And then let's move over to Dwayne Dedmon. So I know I started the Miami's recap and Bam Adebayo's buzzer beater against the Nets. In that game, Dwayne Dedmon made his it wasn't his Heat debut, but it was his first game of action, and he was tremendous. 10 points on one shot. So the rest were free throws. And
he had 10 points
rebounds
on a single shot.
Yeah, exactly. It's a rare situation. Exactly.
Okay, yeah, I gotta look that up. I wonder, that's probably the most points ever scored on a single shot.
Yeah. Quickly look it up. I saw a stat like that, but I want to focus on this stream right now and not get off topic and switch tabs. But anyway, Dwayne Dedmon has been, I think, obviously he was a free agent, so it was past the trade deadline, but including the trade deadline and including post-trade deadline, right? When the Clippers signed DeMarcus Cousins to a 10-day contract, the Pelicans signed Isaiah Thomas, and so on and so forth. I think this is the most underrated signing. A guy who was a free agent, the Heat picked him up, took the risk on him, and he's been tremendous solving Miami's rebounding problem, which it actually became worse because they got rid of Olynyk and Chris Silva at the trade deadline. So, good week for the Heat, still inconsistent. And again, I know we heard from a great Hornets writer / reporter, right? Appearing on the show. Hornets, a few games behind the Heat. Heat have the 7 seed, Hornets have the 8 seed. Look, Miami needs to improve. Again, Oladipo's, he may not be back until the playoffs, but either way, the Heat are going to make the playoffs. So whether they're in the playing round or not. But I think Dwayne Dedmon is going to solve Miami's problems. And slowly we're seeing Jimmy Butler back healthy and Goran Dragic back healthy. We just need Tyler Hero to turn on whatever he needs to turn on. His brain, his feet,
Right.
his shooting arm. I don't know, but he needs to figure it out.
And I will tell everybody, because you and I have talked about this before, you are that unique Miami Heat fan that is not yet sold on Tyler Hero, right?
Absolutely. And look, a lot of people are sold on him, and they hide his bad performances, and they talk about his great performances, such as 2 games ago. Not the one tonight, but the one against the Hawks. Even though they lost. Tyler Hero, look, 12 points, 2 rebounds, no assists, right? And then 3 games ago, not nights, but by the way, 3 games ago against the Spurs, Tyler Hero had 22 points, and 14 of those came in the fourth quarter. So it seems like the fans that are sold on Tyler Hero don't talk about his bad performances, but they talk about his good performances. As an NBA fan, as a Heat fan, you want to talk about both good and bad, and be unbiased. And that's what I think I am.
Gotcha. All right. Well, great recap as always. I'm interested to see if the Heat are going to turn it on like they did in the bubble last season. They surprised a lot of people, and unfortunately, like you said, they've been up and down. If they have a run this year, it's going to be a surprise, but excited to see if that happens. All right. I appreciate that, Isaac. Thank you. What we're going to do now is we're going to switch gears just a little bit and talk about the week in review. Isaac just called out Dwayne Dedmon. He just called out Bam Adebayo. And I don't know why I brought up Dedmon. You had him in my head, but Bam Adebayo's game winner. We're going to talk a little bit about that. But I want you to watch this first. I am the crack graphics department. I put a little bit of effort into that, so I wanted you to watch it. This is a segment we call NBA 6D, where we cover the dagger, the deny, the dunks, the dazzler, the dime, and the dud of the week. That was week 17. That was our intro. Some were easy. There were a couple, well, actually just one of those categories that Andrew, Isaac, and I are going to vote on. But first, I want you to watch the dagger, the deny, the dunk, actually dunks, the dazzler, and the dime of the week in this segment we call NBA 6D.
Gonna run it down. He goes with it. Adebayo for the win. Oh! Count it! Dang County! How do you like Bam, man?
Cheering. This environment is just unmatched.
I tell you what, when you look at the final analysis of this, Richard,
Conley's got a lot of shooters to pick from. Watch Clarkson. No, they're going to go to Gobert inside, and a block shot by KJ. 27-16 run. There's KJ Martin again, all ball.
oh, I'm telling you, Bill, those rockets on his shorts are functional.
They really are, and they went off that time.
Bridges. Oh my goodness!
Oh, not again.
Did that? I can't believe that just happened. A sonic boom. This duck dealt.
McDaniels with a handoff. Miles catches it on the run, gets his feet together, and Boosh says, "What just happened?" Look at Boosh's face. It's like, what?
It was so quick, almost didn't think it happened.
But wait, there's more.
Oh! My mind is blown! Miles Bridges, how do you do?
I mean, he stood out and dribbled the ball for 10 seconds and said, "I'm coming at you." No one, look at Nurkic. He just let him get like that.
Missed it, and Embiid. Oh! Wow!
That almost went in.
Seriously?
Watch this. First of all, I can't believe he missed it. But then JoJo, clean rebound, one motion. Look at that. That would have been a Sports Center top 10 forever. Look at that. Look at that. That's online, Mark. The presence of mind, right? Look at that. On target. Oh.
Put wagers out there, and Embiid nearly tied it with a miracle. Nearly tied it with a miracle.
Hayes, alley-oop for Stewart. Hayes has passed up a number of good looks here tonight. Whoa, what a bounce pass to Colin Sexton. Man, on the Pistons, and look at this pass by Darius Garland, a 60-foot bounce pass right on the money. What a beauty.
Yes, that was. Yeah, yes. He knew it. One pass is right in his hands. Woo, good pass. And he actually put a little English on it.
I'm going to stop it right here. I'm going to bring in our two contributors, Andrew and Isaac, because those were easy. I mean, Miles is unbelievable. 2 dunks for the price of 1. That dish was incredible. The Dazzler by Embiid. Those were all pretty easy. But we had a couple of duds this week, and I wasn't sure which one to pick. Now, I got to tell you, when we put together this NBA 6D, I am not kidding. I looked through hours of highlights, and I probably missed some, and I would definitely love to know if I do next week. If there's something that I missed, let me know. But these are the 2 duds, and what we're going to do is we're going to watch them together with you, and then Isaac and Andrew, you're going to pick whether it's number 1, Sabonis, or number 2, Nurkic. Let's watch this, and then we'll vote.
Really getting Indiana out of position, man.
Oh, Sabonis tipped it in. Sabonis tipped it in.
And Trey is going to get credit for it. He's going to get that bucket.
The rebound's going to fall off. And Sabonis puts it in.
Number 2.
Powell to inbounds. Anderson to defend. Powell trying to get it in. Nurkic fights for positioning, and Nurkic can't get it to go with the right.
So the Blazers try to go high-low. They try to pop Rocco to the top of the key, but you see how Morant runs after him? Well defended. That creates that one-on-one down.
All right, Andrew, just in time. Andrew, I hope you got a chance to see that before you dropped. Did you see Nurkic's air ball?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, real good. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We got to vote. Which was the dud of the week? Was it Sabonis tipping in that rebound, or was it Nurkic at an important point in the game with his back to the basket, missing everything, no rim, hitting the backboard, and airballing a layup? Number 1 for Sabonis, number 2 for Nurkic. Get ready to vote. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, all right, cool. Andrew, why was Sabonis? Why was Sabonis's tip in the dud of the week?
It's really funny because it was it was really in the matter of, it was a close game, and it was really crucial for them to get the possession back, and it was really a missed opportunity, knowing Trae Young usually shoots his free throws, but unfortunately, it didn't went in. It's really funny looking at the players of the Pacers, like their hearts were all broken knowing the shot went in.
What do you got, Isaac? Why'd you vote for it over the airball layup?
Obviously, you really can't do that. Sabonis is an all-star player.
Yeah.
I think that factored in. And now Nurkic, I mean, he was defended well. I still don't think that's an excuse, but
yeah,
that does factor in to the decision. So I did want to bring that up.
Yeah. No, and that's exactly what I was going to say. If you look at Nurkic's play, he was almost, when you defend, you guys have heard the term pulling the chair off from somebody. It looked like the defender backed up just a little, and Nurkic fell backwards. So I don't think he knew exactly where he was when he put that up. And yeah, I mean, he was well defended. It wasn't an easy shot. It was a layup. He makes that 9 out of 10 times, but there was a reason he missed it. Sabonis, there was literally no one around him. The ball was gonna drop to him for some reason that we just don't understand and we'll never know. He tapped it in. He is the dud of the week. All right, we're gonna finish with just a little bit of kind of talk, a little discussion around the NBA week. That's our show. That's what we're called. That's what we do. So I want to start, and we're just going to go, pretty quickly. I want to bring up Steph Curry. The reason I wanted to talk about Steph today was because I've never really appreciated Steph Curry, I'll be honest with you. But he did some stupid things this past week. He had a run of 30-point games that has not been rivaled since Kobe Bryant. He's shooting lights out. He's like a video game. His team isn't where it was, so they're they don't have the record that you might expect them to have with such an incredible games by Curry. But in the month of April, he scored 38, 37, 41, 32, 38, 53, 42, 33, 47, and 49 in a row. He's averaging 38 points for the month, and he's shooting just under 50% from distance from three. He's amazing. Question came up today. I'll just ask you this, and then we'll just kind of jump right to the question of the day. I think this was brought up in our group chat today with all of our writers. Is Steph Curry, does he have a chance at the MVP after shooting better than anybody has in the history of the NBA for that period of time? Isaac, what do you think?
I think he absolutely has a chance. Now, if you're comparing, my chances with, and I don't want to assume anything with your guys' opinion. So let me just say the average NBA fan right now, I'm definitely going to be higher on Steph Curry. I think he's a top 3 candidate, which is definitely a chance, right? Because in the end, I think sometimes maybe Shams or Woj, they tweet out like the final NBA award, standings, how many votes each player got, but it's really like the top 3 candidates. Steph Curry is really competing with, for me, Embiid and Jokic. I think he's higher than Luka, James Harden, whoever else people have, but
Embiid?
I don't. Yeah, I said Embiid and Jokic are the only 2 ahead. Yeah. I think it's not just this run. I think what Steph Curry's doing this year, and at this age, right? I thought he already hit his prime. I feel like this is his prime right now. So he's definitely has a chance at winning.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was kind of the consensus we had in our chat, right? Yeah, he's definitely a top 3. But Andrew, what do you think? He's been shooting better than anybody. He kind of changed the game, right? When you look at NBA games today, half the shots are from distance, and that's predominantly because of him. Does he have a chance at an MVP this season, Andrew?
As an MVP, I would like to quote, what Steph Curry said in an interview about what his thoughts are about the MVP, and he said that, he probably says, I should win MVP, but he knows he's not gonna win MVP because the Warriors are, having are in the middle of the pack in the season. But I just have to commend Steph Curry, man. I'm so high on him. Like, I am a fan of those players, like those Steve Nash type players, Steph Curry and all those. So yeah, it was really incredible. And I've watched every Warriors game during that whole streak, and it's been incredible. I mean, every shot's needed for them to win the game. And if Clay wasn't there, geez, that team's gonna be incredible next season.
Yeah, well, that's a great point, and I think they are going to be pretty interesting to watch next season if Clay can just be even a piece of who he was, which I fully expect that to happen. So I think we agree. He's had a great season. He's going to absolutely get votes, but he's not winning the MVP this season. We're going to finish this up today with the question of the day. What we do now is we just pose a question and we ask for a 1-sentence response. There's no rabbit holes. We don't elaborate. We don't dive deeper. I just want to hear your thoughts on this one question, and we're going to call it a show. Magic Johnson was the face of the NBA in the 1980s. Michael Jordan was the face of the NBA in the 1990s. Kobe Bryant was the face of the NBA in the 2000s. LeBron has been the face of the NBA in the 2010s. So, who is going to be the face of the NBA when we're looking back, right? It's not in the 2020s. We're going to do this in order. Remember, keep it short, no elaboration. Isaac.
Luka Doncic.
Andrew.
Luka Doncic.
Doggone it. It's a consensus. Luka Doncic. Yeah, I mean, it's easy, right? Okay, let's talk just a little bit. Why Luka, Isaac?
Obviously Giannis, I would say like this, like so far, maybe 2020, 2021. I don't know. But again, this is a decade, right?
Yeah.
I think Luka Doncic is gonna last. I think he's gonna improve up until 2030, right? End of this decade.
Yeah. Outstanding. Andrew, why'd you pick Luka?
I think there are three factors for me that I considered Luka as going to be the face of the NBA. First is talent, second is entertainment, and third is the international game of the NBA.
Yeah, I agree.
Wow, you nailed it, man. Entertainment. The NBA is the one league that really understands they're in the entertainment industry. I don't know that the other leagues really know that like the NBA does. That's a great point. And Luka's an entertainer.
They did ban. They banned some tattoos and what is it called? The bandanas. Oh, people love that. But besides that.
Yeah, that was about the only thing. That was back when Allen Iverson would show up in the sidelines, and David Stern didn't like it. So yeah, he changed things up a little bit.
Jimmy Butler also liked to wear bandanas.
Okay. Well, for the most part, right? They get that they are an entertainment industry, and that makes a ton of sense. Luka is absolutely, without much doubt, going to be the face in the 2020s. All right, man, that's our show. I appreciate you watching. Thank you, as always. Again, a shout out to those who couldn't be here with us. We missed each of you, and we hope to one day have a show where we cover the country and cover 7 or 10 NBA teams. That's the hope. We're the Peach Basket. We're more than just another website. We're also a community of like-minded, passionate basketball fans looking to make the world a better place through hoop. Thank you to Isaac from our partner site, flteams.com. Go there if you're from Florida. You don't need to go to any other site. I appreciate each of you. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next week.